But anyway, I can start beginning to tell you a bit about YCCN. YCCN stands for the Young Christian Climate Network. We are a group of young people aged 18 to 30, and we like to call ourselves an action-focused group because we like to do lots of things. So here we go. What is YCCN? So yeah, we're aged 18 to 30, and a huge part of our message is that we are choosing to follow Jesus in pursuit of climate justice. We really think that kind of caring for climate justice and caring for the environment is a huge part of our faith, and actually how we interact with each other as well. We really want to focus on community, conviction, loving Jesus, and just those three words at the bottom: connect, act, grow, is kind of what we're all about. So yes, as Annabelle just mentioned just then, sorry, we are kind of focusing on COP26 this year. If you haven't heard of COP26, it stands for Climate of the Parties. It is the 26th meeting that the UN has had on climate change. So if you've seen kind of a video of Greta Thunberg speaking at a big conference, that's what COP is. And the brilliant thing is that COP is happening in the UK this year. It's happening this November in Glasgow, and we are so excited that it is here because it means it's really on our doorstep, and we can try and kind of implicate and change how the decisions are made and show that this is something that actually young people and young Christians and also the UK church is caring about. We've got a few specific asks here, and we believe that it is time to make decisions to protect people, not bank balances, to decide that no country will go into debt tackling climate change, and we think that it is a decade-defining opportunity to make a stand. And I'll talk a bit more about what that kind of debt means in a bit. So, what is the relay? We are walking all the way from Cornwall to Glasgow. So we just had the G7 meeting in Cornwall, and now today is the first day of walking from Cornwall. Now, as you can see, I'm not doing it. We're not all walking the whole thing. We're kind of signing up to 1 or 2 days. So it's a modern day pilgrimage to suit the student and worker life when you can only have 2 or 3 spare days. Yeah, really connecting with that old Christian tradition, but with a modern spin on it. The route is 1,000 miles plus, but we're not walking every single day. We're stopping in cities along the way. And I'll go into a bit more about that later. But this is so we can really create a buzz in cities and get people talking about it and have opportunities to connect with as many churches as we can, because although YCCN is facilitating this relay, we actually want it to be kind of the UK churches relay. This relay is for everybody to take ownership of. It's not owned by us. It's for all denominations, all ages, all abilities. Just a couple more things. Some people may choose to do kind of a shorter journey. People who live in places that aren't on our route are organising extra walks to join up to our route. Some people are cycling. And residency hubs is just those kind of events that were happening in the cities. So here are some photos of where we've got our inspiration from. You may have heard of these very famous kind of Christian campaigning moments. So that was the pilgrimage to Paris. That was when COP was held in Paris. And then the Jubilee Debt Campaign was when a group of Christians came together and really advocated for debt cancellation, which connects to lots of what we're talking about to do with climate finance and debt cancellation. And so that's kind of where we're getting our inspiration from. We really want it to be connected with what the church has done in the past, and now we're kind of like taking on the baton, seeing what we can do. So what is our message? These are our 4 main statements. Climate change costs the earth. In the process, it's pushing countries into debt. We walk as an act of faith, hope, and love, praying for justice. And it's time to rise to the moment. And that third one, an act of faith, hope, and love, praying for justice, is so important to us. What makes us different to kind of secular organisations that are running campaigns. There are so many people who are doing different campaigns around COP26, but we find that because we're rooted in our faith, we have a lot of hope, which gives us much of a more positive spin on it all. Even though we take it all so seriously, we realise that we believe in the creator of the universe. We're going to get him to care about this too, because we know he does, and kind of how we can bring all of the church together for this. So a bit more on why we care about this, to show that Christians are caring about climate justice and creation care. We want to raise awareness of COP26 within the church, so I'm very happy to be here today. Getting more and more people involved in it, talking about it individually and also within churches, within their businesses, within corporations, getting everybody talking about it. And then back to those statements, because no country should go into debt tackling climate change, and we believe it's a decade-defining opportunity to make a stand. Just explain a bit more about what that debt kind of means. We would say that in kind of the global north, we have been the biggest kind of causes of the climate crisis, and actually the countries that are being affected by the climate crisis the most can the least afford to deal with the consequences. So countries are less equipped to kind of put up flood barriers in a way that we can. And so how can we cancel debts that we have historically had on them, and also help with the kind of responsibility of our own actions in the West? So why the boat? Here is a picture of our wonderful boat. This boat is coming with us along the whole relay. It will be being at each city, so we're not carrying it as we walk. But at each kind of event, we want to have this boat. It's a way of us truly being at an event and having kind of a theme that carries across all the events, even though none of us will be at every single event. It connects to loads of biblical themes, such as kind of Noah's Ark, and also this idea that we're all in the same storm, but we're not in the same boat, and kind of thinking of this wave of the climate crisis, lots of different ways that we kind of connect to it. And also we've got this slogan, rise to the moment, and we're kind of thinking that our boat is going to help us rise to the moment and set sail towards a more just future. So what are we actually calling the UK government to do? I spoke a little bit about what we mean by the debt here, and here are our specific kind of asks. So first, we would like to reinstate the foreign aid budget to 0.7%. So that got decreased due to COVID, and we definitely want to at least get back to pre-COVID levels. We would like to secure agreement from rich countries to double their annual commitment for climate finance. We'd like to collaborate with other governments and international organisations to develop a new regulated climate loss finance, sorry, that is missing the end of the sentence, but a climate loss scheme. And finally, to push for the debts of the world's poorest countries to be cancelled so they can better confront the climate crisis and other urgent priorities. So again, coming back to that idea that the people who have least caused this crisis have the biggest costs, and actually how can we ask them what they need, help them, support them through that, and get rid of any historical debts. So how can you get involved? The easiest way you can get involved is by walking and joining us on the route. So kind of just signing up for as many days as you like. That could just be one day, could be multiple days, depending on how much time you've got. And if the route doesn't go anywhere near where you live, but you would still love to be involved, we would love for you to plan a tributary route. So that's just kind of an extra route that YCCN doesn't have the capacity to organise, that you could organise yourself with maybe a group of local churches who might all be interested in being involved. Helping with the residency hubs, that's our different cities, and you can see them all plotted on the map, but I will go into the detail of the dates of the different cities soon. And then also, there are many ways you can help with YCCN, whether that's following us on social media, whether that's global engagement. If you're keen and want to help us and you've got a set of skills, please let us know. We're always looking for people who can help us with different areas in terms of media and spreadsheets, and all help is very much appreciated. And yeah, again, just to reiterate, although YCCN is 18 to 30, we really want this to be a relay that is owned by the UK churches, and so anyone of any age can take part. The number of times I get emails from somebody saying, oh, but I'm not 18 to 30, please can I join? The answer is absolutely yes, this is for you. Okay, so I apologise that this is a little bit small, but if you live in one of these cities, do have a look at what dates the relay is passing through. So even if you didn't have time to sign up, you could kind of wave at people as they go by. Also, if you have a look on our website, you'll be able to find in more detail about all of the different dates and places. And you won't have, don't stress about writing it down now. You can have a look, it's all on our website, and lots of information on the website. So that's all from me. I feel like I gave you a lot of information very quickly. So yeah, feel free to look at our website. And those are 2 photos that make me very, very happy. They are from our sending off event that we had literally yesterday in Cornwall at Truro Cathedral. So we can see some of our members went along and did some prayers, and we've got the boat in the cathedral, and now they are making their way. So yeah, feel free to put any questions in the Slido for me. I would be really more than happy to answer. But that's all from me.